That's the long intro to the Power BI sales template. We are on the main menu, home menu. We are going to the short menu that is focused on the 15 question method to start understanding the business data. First, we start from the catalog. We see departments, electronic, from the biggest to the smallest. It's sorted. Electronics is the first, large appliance the second, and computers the third. Let's see the products. Okay, before the products, we see in subcategories. We see the first subcategory is LCD TV 32 inches, this one. Then laptop 40 and above. Then LCD TV 38, LED TV 38 and up, and so on. So in electronics, we have mostly TVs, as we can see here and here. In large appliances, it's more diverse. We have refrigerators, oven, and washing machine, and air conditioner. In computers, let's see it here. It's easier. Big laptops, tablets, and LCD computer screen. Okay. If we want to make a search here, we can search, for example, 64 gigabyte. Case insensitive. That's what we found. Two subcategory tablet and MP4 player, and 6 products here. Let's go back to the short menu. Now we start with the first question of the 15 questions. From above to details. First question: what are the main parts of the business, the most profitable? Let's go to page 3D. You can see departments, categories, and subcategories. We remember electronics. What is in electronics? You can see on the pie here. Electronics is 38% of all the sales. We are talking about the sales now, because I have no profit in this data set, but you can change the focus on profit percent, and so on. So electronics is 38% of sales. Inside it, nearly all electronics are thin TVs, also 38%. And in thin TVs, the biggest subcategory is LCD TV 32 inch, 10.5%, and bigger, and 37. We can see it also. If I select thin TV, I will see what's inside it. All the 100% inside it. LCD TV 32 is the biggest with 28%. Okay, 28%. We see it here too. Still in question 1, what are the main parts of the business? Another page on this question that is more useful. Page 4. We have tables with all main dimensions: department, category, subcategory, products, then store, city, employee, customer, and orders, and years. And we have here an interesting graph over the years. We can drill down to months and so on, but let's start from up down, from years. 3 years of data. First year, the retail chain sold 92 million something, and then 86, and then down to 81. It's a steady decrease. If we go to your tables, we see a decrease of 6.5%, 5%, nearly 0.5% each year. It's go down. Steady, but still going down. Now we are going to focus first on the main entities, on the main partitions, like the main department, the main category, and so on, main store. So main department is electronics. It's sorted down. It made 100 million in 3 years, and it's 38% of all the sales, all the sales of the retail chain. Here we see in the green dots with a green line connecting them is the electronics department, and in red are the average of all the company, okay, on the chain. So we see that electronics was over the average, again over, and then this year it goes under the average. Bad sign, because it's the biggest department and it's going down. Inside it, you remember when we spoke about electronics, we saw that thin TVs are 99% of it. So electronics is TVs. Let's see the main subcategory, LCD TV 32-inch, and we see the green dots are over the average, over and under. Okay, so it started strong and it goes down faster than the whole chain. That's a problem because it's a main subcategory. Okay, let's see the main store, the biggest store. Rehovot made 30 million, that is 11% of the company, and it was under the average, then up, then average. Okay, that's mixed results. Let's see the second one, Ramat Gan 1. This one was well above the average, 2 years, and then it goes down very strong from year to year, nearly half. So this store have a problem. When we spoke about cities, it's nearly like stores because there are only 1 or 2 stores in a city. For example, Ramat Gan has 2 stores, so it looks like Ramat Gan 1, the first store, the biggest store. Okay. Employee. Okay, not one was the biggest employee in Ramat Gan, but we want the biggest in the whole chain. So I click on a blank place, or I reset the filters, and then I see that the biggest employee is called 2. Instead of names, I put numbers for privacy. So employee 2 sold 4 million, that's nice, 1.5% of all the chain, and is selling essentially in the Rehovot store, in the city of Rehovot, of course. Is selling, before we see the details, let's see the global view. It was selling well above the average in 2019, above the average in 20, and well under a third of the average in 21. So that's a big seller, and it have a problem this year. Let's see another one, the second one. It goes up, but then really a lot down, nearly half down. So we have also a problem. Let's see two more to see if it's a pattern that the big sellers have problems. Yeah, the number seller one was above and well down. Then the last one, seller 3, above and down. So that's a pattern that the big sellers have a problem. If I was the manager, I would call them and ask what the problems are. Okay. Let's see customers. Something interesting here. There is a really big customer. Doesn't make sense that one customer or one company will buy 10% of all the sales of the chain. So maybe it's a website of the chain that is registering all the sales, and there's a virtual customer because he doesn't give this data to the data warehouse. So it seems to be a website. 10% of all sales. Let's see what it does along the years. It was average, exactly average, dot green and red together, under average, and well above average. It's doing well this year. So let's see the second customer, 300,000. He doesn't sell anything in 19. It sold above average in 20 and twice the average in 21. Nice. Another one was low, nearly average, and twice the average. Okay, so we can see when okay, that's enough for this page. Okay, let's move faster on the other question. Question 2. What are the multi-year trends? The trends over the years. Page 5. You can see the steady decrease that we saw in page 4 over 3 years. 5% each year. In this data set, there is no cost, profit, and profit percent data, so it's dead. It's blank. Average price goes up and down, and quantity goes inverse, down and up. It makes sense. The retail chain increase the average price of each product, and it sold less quantity. Then the price goes down and the quantity goes up again. That's makes sense. But the sales still goes down even if the quantity is going up because the price is down. Okay. There is concurrence, it seems. So they have to lower their price. Average value of customer goes down like the sales. That's steady, no surprise. Average sales of by city, the same. After we look at the year, years, we can look at the quarters, months, and so on. Okay. even week, and days. Okay. We can always make it bigger here. Question 3. What are the fluctuations for the months of the year? I call it seasons. Let's go to page 4C. And we see all the tables of the main entities and the same graph on the right. And we can we see that now it's showing all the sales of the whole retail chain, $366 million maybe, something. So it's 100% of okay, it's showing this from the total. It's 100%. If I filter, I will see decrease. That's important to understand what we are seeing. So 12 months over 3 years. In average, months 3, 8, and 12 are the highest month for sales. Speaking of sales, so we are in Israel. So this is Passover. This is before the return to school, and this is the end of year, the end of fiscal year also. So many people buy things here. That's logical. Before the peak, there is a down. Okay. So we have it's consistent. That's important for storage consideration and employee allocation and so on. Okay. Let's focus on thin TVs to see if they are different from the whole chain. We see that the month 8 is a little under the average, but month 12 is over the average. Okay, little differences, not a lot. If we look at refrigerator, let's look at the second department, large appliances, kitchen appliances, and we see month 3 people are buying for Passover a lot of kitchen appliances, and interestingly the real peak is on August. Okay, and that's the end of year. Interesting. Computers, start of year is slow. Then there are two peaks in October and December. December, all the companies are buying to not pay too much taxes. So it's logical. So you can see the fluctuation over the years. Let's see one store, the biggest store, nearly like the whole chain. Not a lot of differences. A store that has problems, another big, the second big. In the start of the year, it's stronger. It's stronger than the average. Strange. That's strange. It is consistently stronger than the average. Okay. There is only one country, so it's not interesting. It's the whole average. And let's see the biggest employee, number 2. Okay, he's also working strong at the start of the year and less at the end of the year. Strange. Let's see another employee, the second one. This one is a little different. Okay, but the two of them are above the average. They are big sellers, good sellers. Okay, customers. That is customer 0, the website maybe. He's selling it at the end of the year mostly. And the second customer, customer 1, is buying nearly every month. That's fine. Of course, is well under the average because he's only one customer of a lot of them. Okay, some are buying at the end of the year. It seems to be companies. The big customer are companies that are buying at the end of the year. This one not. It's different. Okay. Orders is not interesting because it's only one day, so it will only always be a point on this graph. That's the order on the 1st of December 19. So this graph is of no use for orders and for products. Let's see the biggest product, CD32. Yeah, okay, we see that TVs goes well at the end of the year. Okay, we saw it in Fin TVs, if I remember. It's going well all the average of the year and a little better at the end of the year. Okay, that's enough for this page. Question 4. Who are the exceptions, for better or worse, above or under the average? We can see all the main dimensions and a little graph here. We see columns by quantity, average price, and product count. That's an abbreviation because there is not a lot of place. And we can see the colors to see what is big and what is small. So we are searching for a, how do you call it, an exception, more bigger or more smaller. If I look at this, I can see differences. For example, average price is very low in LCD computer screen, and quantity is very high. It goes together. And each product, each type of LCD computer screen is giving this amount of sales for 3 years. Okay, so not really something exceptional. I don't see anything outstanding here. Maybe here. That's customers. Okay, this one has a lot of quantity and product count, distinct products, models. So he's buying a lot of different type of products. That's the website. But we can see also that there are customers that are buying high-priced product. high average price product, and the quantities are low. Okay, nothing exceptional. I think because we haven't the profit, we cannot see here a lot of exceptions. That profit is more interesting. Sorry. Question 5. What is the ranking of the top 5 over time? Let's go to page 12. So here in department, we can see the top 5 departments: electronic, large appliances, computers, and so on, small appliances and small gadgets. You're starting to remember electronics and large appliances. So electronics is going down, 3 years of sales. Large appliances going down and steady, and the other two are going up slowly, and this one is steady. So let's see the one that is going up. Computers. Sorry, not from this point. From you may select department from here, computers, or more dynamically from the legend, computers. Then it filters all the page to computers only. Computers. In computers, the main category is laptops and is really taking up. The others are steady. And in the subcategory, in the computer subcategories, the big laptop over 14-inch are the best, but with a little problem. We are looking at the quarters. So this is first quarter, second quarter. A little problem in the second quarter. And it's a year to date, so it's the same period for each year, from January 1 to the end of June. We are at the end of June, sorry. And so it's the same period, so we can look at the last point without problems, and it's down. It's really down, not because it's partial, because all of them are partial. So we have a problem this quarter in computers, big laptops. What we see here are products. Most products have a short lifetime, under 1 year, but there is one that is multi-year. This one is, let's see, computer screen, 27-inch from Samsung. So this one is a favorite for many years in the top 5. Fine. Under each graph, we have the same graph with not sales, but with percent of sales. So it looks nearly the same with little differences, very little differences. Okay, let's go back to how it looks at the start. Reset all filters in this page and go back. Another page that is answering question 5. What is the ranking of the top 5 over time? This page is 12b. It looks the same as page 12, but these are not the main trends, the main indicators, but the other measures. For example, countries, those are dimensions: country, store, employee, customer. So country, there is only one country, going down like the whole chain. Store, the biggest Rehovot is going up and down, you remember, and the second one is going far down. The others are steady. Employee, as you can see, many employees have a short life in the chain, less than 1 year, but they're still in the top, so they do a lot in a small time. And 2 employees are multi-years. We have their name here. So the customers, some customers are fidels, but most of them don't last more than 1 year. This one, we are looking at quarters, so it bought only in this quarter, first quarter of 21. Next page on this question, in question 5, page 14. We see here a ranking, a different sort of ranking. Let's see in subcategories, for example, that is moving, not steady as the other. So we can see some subcategories are steadies, but others are going down, like this one, purple, that is LCD TV 37, and others are going up, like the dark blue one, that is big laptops. Okay, we saw it before, that is going up very strong. So we can see the ranking of the 10 top subcategories. The 10 products, we see clearly that products are not lasting over years. So each year we have other contenders. One country, nothing to see. Stores, that's very steady. The big is staying big, no surprise. Some are going up, like this one, Rishon LeZion, going up from 10 to 7 to 6. That's nice. From 3.5 million to 4 and nearly 0.5 million in 21. That's nice. Rishon. Employee, a lot of how do you call it? Of fluctuations. The biggest employee, the 2 biggest are going down, nearly disappearing. We have to ask them what's happening. This one was on the top, going down. The 4th is going down. We saw it. The 5th also. Somebody is going up. Yeah, this one. Employee number 14 is going up to 2nd place. Nice. And this one to 1st place. Up. And this one to 3rd and 4th place. So we have the fluctuation between employees. It's not steady like other like subcategories or store. It's strange. We have to ask what is happening. Why some of them are decreasing rapidly and others are getting up fast. Okay, we have to understand it. Customers, those customers are disappearing the next year, and some are staying the next year. Okay, not a lot to see over years because they are not steady over the years. That's also a problem. They are losing a lot of customers each year and getting new customers. So the next page on the same question is the ranking of top 5 over time, is page 17D, D for department hierarchy. So that's a bubble chart, easier to understand. The x-axis is val x. We choose average price, and the y-axis, this one up, is the val 0. Val 0 is always the selector. We choose sale because we have no profit to show. So we are looking at departments. The biggest higher department is electronics, you remember? And we saw the history of 3 years, 19, 20, and 21. And we can see that it's going down, so it's losing sales, and it's going first right, then left. So it's increasing average price, then decreasing, and even when decreasing the average price of products, it's not helping him to increase sales. So this department have a big problem. It will probably continue to lose sales, even if it's decreasing prices. Large appliances, the second department, it looks nearly the same, going down, and even if it's decreasing sales, nothing is helping. That's interesting. Electronics first increased average price, but it doesn't help him to make more sales, so he decreased it because of concurrence. Okay, computers, if we are here, the third one, right and left, always down, the same as electronics. The same problem. That's interesting. Not all computers is fine, only big laptops. We are in department. If I want to see category and subcategories, I have to go down one level. Now I am at the category level, and we have laptops. All the laptops is going down still and increasing in price. If I want to see the big laptops, next level, subcategories, let's laptop 14 and above is going is going up from old to new, from 19 to 20, 21. Sorry, is going up, and the prices are steady. We can animate it to see the animation. Okay, nearly all of their subcategories are going down, and only big laptops are going up. Strange. It happens. Let's reset this page to departments for the next time. Question 6. What are the differences of this year to date compared to the first year in the data? Page 19. We have 3 years, 19, 20, 21. We want to compare 21 to 19, the first year in the data set, so 2 years before. First, we compare with the first year because we want to see a big difference, to see the big trend. So it's minus 11.5%, and we see the months of this year in green, January to June, and in red 2019, and we see that it was worse relatively in January, March, and the two last months, and better in those months. Okay, let's see televisions, LCDs, and it's worse by twice, 20%. We have a problem with LCDs also in the two last months. Let's see computers, that was a little better. It is better by 20%. We can see it's the green is over the red, except the last month also. I want to see laptops. We have only department, not category, but in every chart or table, there are all the dimension, and in the same chart, we just have to go to the next level or to the previous level, down or up, to see them. So we see categories. Let's see compute laptops. Laptops is a 58% up. You see it half up, twice up, sorry. Let's see in laptop, the big laptops, 40-inch up. Next level to subcategories, 30-inch up. It is 3 times 200% more, 3 times the rest of all the retail chain. But it's starting to decrease. Okay, the year before was the year 20 was better, I think. It's starting to decrease. That's enough for laptops. We can see huge differences between stores. Some are going down a lot, and so some are up. Most of them are down. Question 7. What are the differences this year compared to the last year? Also in page 19, but instead of 2 years, let's write 1 year. Enter, and then we see that there is a decrease of 5.5% between this year and last year. We already saw this page, so it will be fast. Let's see. Let's sort by the percent of decrease, percent down. Here it is. Most stores are down. Ramat Gan one by 34%. This 34% take in account the 5.5% of the retail chain. So the real decrease is you have to add the average decrease. But I did it so you even if a lot are going down, you can see some that are a little better. They will be in green. Up. Let's see who is doing better this year. Rishon LeZion, Afula, and so on. Just for the sport, Rishon LeZion is really up over the red average line. Question 8. What are the differences of this period in number of day-to-day compared to the previous period? Page 20. a period is a number of days. I took here 181 to get a period from the start of January to the end of June. So that's the first half of 21, and we compare it to the second half, last half of 20. Okay, we see all the retail chain here on this graph, nothing selected, so it's all the chain. In red, the end of 20 to December. So let's see the seasonality of the you can see the month, the sales over the month from 1 to 12. It's slowly getting up till the peak of December. Okay, there are 3 peaks: 3 March, August, December. So we're supposed to see a slow climbing all the year. Okay, there is a slow climbing last year to the peak of December. This year a slow climbing, but the last 2 months, May and June, are very low. And here it's on the low months are April and May. So we have a little problem in June. Okay, let's see this biggest store, the biggest store that is very indicative to the chain. It looks the same, up and down, 2 low months, May and June. And let's see the next one, that if you remember, Amadgan 1 was a big one, but is going down now. We can see okay, and we see here it's way under the end of the last year, and he has also the problem of June. Now let's see laptop, big laptop, 14 inch and up. That's a category that doing well. If you remember, it was plus 42% from last year. So why it is minus 23% here? Okay, I put this graph here to understand what we're looking at now. We're looking, the red is the end of 20 and the green is the start of 21. So we're comparing the first half of 21 not to the first half of 20 but to the second half of 20. That is very strong. The end of the year is very strong, especially in laptops. You see how it's increasing all over the year in laptop with the high peak in December. So we're comparing the slow part of the year to the high part of the last year. That's the reason that we have a decrease of 23%. Okay, you can see it. End of 20 in red is going up strongly, and start of 21 is going down. That's not good. It was supposed all over the 2 last years it was going up from January to May, and then it was slowing in June, July before the summer vacation. No company were stopping to buy laptops before the summer vacation. Okay, and here we see in 21, we see it's not going up from January to May, but it's going down. So laptop is decreasing this year comparing to last 2 years. There is a problem, and that's important to remember. Now let's see how each store is performing for laptop 14-inch and up. Some of the stores are in red, but most stores are in red. That's normal. Some are are decreasing very rapidly, like Haifa and Ramat Gan 1 that we remember. But some are increasing. That's good. How do they do it? Let's try it with let's sort to see the best results. Pop-ups, period over period ups. We want to see the best results first, and we see plus 60%, 11%, 6%. We see the money here, and Rishon LeZion. Sorry, we lost the filtering because every sort by bookmark, those buttons, is losing the filtering. Nothing to do but to restore the filter from the list. Laptop 14 up, who is doing good? Let's see. Natzrat and Jerusalem 2. So plus 35%. That's nice. Let's see Natzrat. Let's see here. Okay, Natzrat was slow at the end of year, had a good December, and this year is way up, but is still not climbing from January to May. It's decreasing. So even Natzrat with a good result is doing have a problem with laptops. Okay, in sales. If let's see the quantity. Maybe the problem is the price decreasing. In quantity is nearly the same. There is a problem also in quantity. Also there is a Passover, a nice month. Let's see the average price. In average price, what we see, the average price is decreasing slowly. It was steady last year, end of last year, and decreasing slowly in the beginning of the year. So the sales are decreasing mainly because the average price is decreasing from, let's see, from 2,600 to 2,300, 20%. That's a lot. 50%, 15%. So that's a lot. That's all we can see. We can see a lot more, but that's enough for now. Thank you. Let's reset this page for the next usage and go back to the shortened menu. Question 9. What does it look like on a map? Page 26. This is our map, a world map. We can see more of the world, of course. Now we are only on Israel. We have here a player that's playing months, start of months. Every time I click, I get the next month. But data is changing slowly in a normal situation. So let's go up to quarters or even years to see a difference on the map. Let's start. First year is 19. This was the map in 19. Jerusalem was there was only a small store, Jerusalem 2. The next year, 2020. You see, not a lot of changes except Jerusalem, and slowly Rehovot is growing. And 21, Jerusalem is very big, Rehovot and Ramat Gan still big, and Beersheba. Okay, so maybe in a year like the 2020, with the coronavirus, we will see a lot of changes even on a weak resolution. Question 10. What does the scattering on a matrix heat map look like? The distribution. There is one page for each main entity dimension. So let's see for 28 for stores, ST. We see other stores, and we see the distribution of departments over the stores. Most stores have a big electronic. Electronic is the biggest department, but there are 3 stores that large appliances are bigger. Beersheba 2, Rishon LeZion, and Jerusalem 1. There are also small stores, but the big are more important for now. Colors. You see Rishon LeZion in green. That's because the color that was selected is val year-over-year %. The increase of sales of vals over the last year. So Rishon LeZion is doing well in 21 over 20. So it's green, and Ramat Gan 1 is doing bad, so it's red. We can drill down to go to the next level. After department will be categories, subcategories, products, employees, וכו'. So employee, customers, and orders. After that, country. So we have it all here. Question 11. What is the relationship between the main department and the second one? This focus on the 2 main departments, electronics and large appliances. Page 30 ST for store. There are also other pages. And we see on the right, to the right, electronics, TVs, and to the left, large kitchen appliances. In the middle line is where there is a ratio of average ratio of nearly 1. That's the average line. So all the stores that are on the right are leaning toward electronics, and the stores that are on the left are leaning towards large appliances. We see the biggest store, the more the quantity, the more sales. Sorry, the more sales, the more bigger the point, the round, the dot. So Rehovot is a big one. Ramat Gan, they are leaning towards electronics. Example, Rehovot is 169% more electronics than 1.5 more than large appliances. And on the contrary, Beersheba 2 and Rishon LeZion have more large appliances, department 2. So we see 2 sets of stores. department 1 and department 2 oriented, and there is a third set, if you see near the average line, that have a ratio of 1, that are equivalent on both sides, but they are selling less. So maybe it's better to be specialized on this side or this side than to be an overall store. Otherwise, we can see all the years before, and for example, Ramat Gan is selling. We are speaking of sales. Is selling less electronics going to the left, and less large appliances going down. So it's going down on both fronts. Otherwise, there is an emission. Question 12. What is the ratio between product groups? Page 33. We are comparing here LED to LCD, and we see that LED in blue is going down over the years, and LED is replacing it slowly, except that there is a fall the two last months. So that's searching for a word is a quick and dirty way to get a graph, a result, but I should have select only TVs because there are LEDs also in other products. TVs here and TVs here, but as you see, there is not such a difference because the most of LEDs and LCDs screen are on TVs. So that's nearly the same. Let's see what's going on subcategories like LCD, no LCD, LED 32 against LCD 32-inch. Let's see what's going here in the main graph. Okay, we see here the LCD is doing well and LED is not going up. So 32 will stay a long time LCD. Will remain LCD for a long time. Let's see the next category, subcategory, 37-inch. Here we see, one second, yeah, here we see that LCD is going down faster and LED is not really uplifting. This is the next one, 38-2. Again, I have to be careful to select LED. LED 38 to 43, and LCD same category. And now we see that LED is replacing just now LCD. Okay, and last one, the 45-inch and up, the big screens, big TVs. Here we see that LCD LED has taken over LCD nearly in June 2020. Now it's well over, and it's continuing the same trend. Okay. Question 13. Does the 20-80% rule apply? How can you streamline your business? Page 51. We get a set of Paretos. That's a column chart from the ordered by from the biggest to the left to the smallest in sales to the right. For this year, for example, here we have category departments. The first department, TVs, electronics, is responsible. It is 20%. Is responsible for 56% of sales. Categories. Here we see Fin TV is way up, and then there is a fast decrease, and then the long tail, a slow decrease that is continuing to the right. I call it a long tail. This is a hyperbole, so it's decreasing very fast and then very slow, and not linearly, not decreasing slowly. So it says that we have a lot of categories here that are not generating generating a few sales. Maybe if you cut the last of them, we'll get a cleaner and simpler business. Let's see in subcategories the same. 20% of in dark blue, 20% of subcategories are generating 67% of sales. The same in products. 347 products are generating 70% of sales. That's what I call 20%, 80%. It's not really 80, but it's a lot. So all the remaining, especially the last right hand, are generating very little, a few percent of the business. So you can cut here without problems, without losing a lot, just gaining simplicity. Cities is linear, no need to cut. Stores the same, linear, and employees are the sellers. It starts linear, but then go to hyperbolic long tail. There are a lot of sellers, employees that are selling nearly nothing. What's going there? We have to check in another page, of course. We have to search a page that is dedicated to employees. There is a lot of pages like that in every set. You can access them by the menus. Customers the same, very hyperbolic, but it's a question if cutting customers. I think it's better to try to understand why they are entering the store and not and buying a little thing. Maybe we can help them buy more. The same orders, like customers, of course. Let's see, for example, what's going on stores. It's a button. 4 stores are from 23 are generating a lot. We have here, don't worry about this page, I explain. We have here slider, dynamic slider. Put it on the on 0. Now all stores that have new sales over 0 are up on the up table. All stores, what is the new sales? New sales are the sales in the period of the last 365 days. So 1 year back, all stores sold more than 0. That's not interesting, but let's say we made the calculation that a store costs us a year, let's say $5 million. Enter. Then stores that are selling in the last period less than 5 million are below. at the bottom table. There are 5 stores like this. Let's look at the bottom one. Bottom one is Modi in, is generating 3 million this year, and if we select it, we see the graphs that we know already. In green, this store, the selected store Modi in, against an adapted relative chain. The chain relatively to the store is in red, and we see the store was well in the start of 2019, but it's going down very fast, and it will continue to go down. So it's time to think about closing in and cutting the losses. Here in the second graph, it's easier to understand. We have the average, the real average of the average store. An average store is selling 2 million per quarter. It's quarters, 2 million per quarters, and the store is selling 1 million per quarters. It's below the half of the average, and it's going down, of course. You see the red line is the same behavior, just here it's not the real sum, it's a ratio of the real sum to be in the same proportion of the selected store. So need to cut the second one the same when there and going down further. The third one from the bottom, it's a little different. Here it's stable. If it's also it's only half of the average store, it's stable. Maybe we can do something to make it better. Same. Last but not least, question 14. What is the potential of each store compared to the average of the chain? Page 53, let's see subcategory. We see for subcategories, let's select the first, the biggest store, Rehovot. We see, for example, subcategory LCD TV 32. We see values this year, the sales this year. It represents 9.7% of this store and only 9.2% of all the chain. So it's 0.6% more for this store above the average of the chain compared to the average of the chain. It's that's money, that's the percentage. So what's strong in above the average in Rehovot, in this store? We see plus 2% delta above the average for big laptops, LCD 38-inch and above, and edge LED TVs. Okay, there are also nice result in okay, and it's lower in kitchen, in large appliances, and in surprisingly in LED TV it's lower. Okay, that's for Rehovot, a good store with great results. Let's see the second one that is decreasing rapidly, as you remember, Ramat Gan 1, and it's quite different. It has only a few green. This one is huge. Huge LEDs are selling very well in Ramat Gan 1, also tablets and computer screens, but all other TVs are red, and large appliances are really down, really under average. So that's the difference. Let's see, interestingly, it's a new store, Jerusalem 2, that is doing well the first year. Let's see what it's doing. Sorry, I didn't select it. I clicked twice. One click. Jerusalem 2 is very above the average in big laptops and huge lathes and tablets and also coffee machines, and is under the average in all the TVs, LCDs. Maybe it's a good thing to sell LEDs instead LCD and large appliances. Okay, so we see they are focused on new technologies and doing well. Maybe that's a strategy that other store can copy. So I showed you around 15 pages from nearly 100 pages. Let's see the rest of the pages quickly, very quickly. Let's go to the home page, the main menu. That was the demo menu that we saw. The rest of the menus are here. Let's start from the first analysis. It has groups of pages. For example, this group has a set of pages that I cannot unit. So one page for each entity dimension, store, department, category, country, and so on. That's a set of pages. Trends, top performers, that's also a subset. Top 5 in time. Bubble chart, a set. Present versus past. Predicted values for planning. Maps, there are 3 maps. Heat maps, colored maps, that's a set of pages. Two depths comparison, two first depth comparison, a set. 3 depths, subset. Comparison, also a set. Customer, that's a group that related to customers, customer retention, product analysis, order details related to orders, seasonal and missed pages. And last, 2080 rule analysis, store potential, histogram, 10 deciles. That's a segmentation of 10 parts of the business. That's a set of pages. And special pages, statistics and help, video help. That's all. That's all, folks. Thank you for your patience. And don't forget to try the online demo by yourself and maybe download the free template. Goodbye and good luck.